We're learning more about the gunman who shot 14 people in Tehama County, killing 4 of them. New this morning, we'll tell you what his mother says about the last conversation she had with him.
There are relatives of his that should be home that are not, and we're not able to locate them.
And there are still people unaccounted for as investigators comb through 7 crime scenes in Tehama County. We'll tell you what we've learned overnight coming up on Daybreak.
This is a very tragic event.
There was definitely a hell of gunfire.
It's a really serious situation and it's hard.
It lasted several minutes.
People died here today.
Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday morning at 6 o'clock on Kelly's Some. And we are learning brand new information about the violent history of the man who killed 4 people and shot another 10 victims in the Tehama County community of Rancho Tehama. He's been identified as Kevin Neal and, according to authorities, had a criminal past. Authorities say it started with a confrontation near Neal's home on Bobcat Lane yesterday around 8 a.m. Neal shot and killed 2 people, stole a vehicle, and won a shooting rampage throughout the community, killing people at random and shooting at Rancho Tehama School. He was shot and killed by responding officers. Now, his mother spoke with the Associated Press, saying he'd called her just a day before the shooting, saying, quote, "It's all over now and there's nowhere to go." Investigators say the shooter had been arrested in January for assaulting a neighbor. That same neighbor was shot and killed during yesterday's rampage. New this morning, we're getting our first look at the suspect and learning more about the heroic efforts of parents and teachers at Rancho Tehama School. Investigators credit them with keeping the gunman from barging into classrooms and opening fire. Diane Macedo has the brand new developments.
This morning, school teachers and staff in Northern California are credited with saving their students' lives during a shooting spree.
For those school officials, there is no doubt in my mind, based on the video that I saw, saved countless lives and children.
Authorities say a gunman killed at least 4 people in a rampage that stretched across 7 locations.
Individual shooter was bent on engaging and killing people at random.
After he apparently shot randomly at several homes, police say the gunman made his way to this elementary school during the busy morning drop-off.
Also, when the teachers came running out around the building, told us to all run inside. There was a shooter coming.
Quick-thinking staffers heard shots and immediately placed the school on lockdown.
He did shoot at a number of classrooms. It appears that because he couldn't make access to any of the rooms that they were locked, that he gave it up.
The gunman sprayed this truck with bullets, hitting a mother and her child. Authorities say the shooter, a 43-year-old local man, was known to police following a January arrest for assault with a deadly weapon. One of the 4 victims killed was a neighbor he was accused of assaulting before that arrest. And this morning, investigators are hinting there could be more victims.
I'm saying that there are relatives of his that should be home that are not, and we're not able to locate them.
Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
Coming up in a few minutes on Daybreak, you'll hear from the man being called a hero after he ran at the shooter, telling Neal to shoot him instead of the school. Plus, we'll tell you what we've learned about the 6-year-old boy who was critically injured after being shot in the chest. First, we have winter storm advisories as more wind and rain move in. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Mike